Greensboro has settled for over $3 million because of officer-involved shootings. What steps does the city need to take to reduce or eliminate such incidents in the future? Mr. Perkins?
You know, I haven't been behind the conference room doors when those settlements were made. And when I've been behind the conference room doors when I was on council and the mayor, and we would get advice from our attorneys about whether to settle lawsuits or not. And in the era that I served in, we didn't settle very many lawsuits. But today is a different time, it's a different place. We're dealing in a much different environment. And so I'm not going to say I can do something when I don't know enough to evaluate what I can do, because it is an entirely different set of circumstances when you're sitting in the back room and an attorney is telling you about whether the case is a good case for the city, a bad case, outlining the risk factors of settling versus fighting and the expenses of settling and fight versus fighting. So there are all kinds of things that go into that decision, and the folks that you elect and you trust have to make those decisions, and they can't make them without sound legal advice.
Councilwoman Abus-Wader, Greensboro has settled for over $3 million because of officer-involved shootings. What steps does the city need to take to reduce or eliminate such incidents in the future?
So going into a situation where someone is either having a crisis or if someone is pointing a gun at people, things like that, I cannot second guess that officer, but I can tell you that I took the little Citizens Police Academy and learned a lot about what officers go through every single day. So the training is extensive. We only had a small sample of what they go through every day, but they put us in a scenario where we had to decide within seconds whether or not we were going to shoot. And the person that we were going to shoot was supposedly the suspect. So when we went through that, most of us would have shot the wrong person by what was in the room. Now, I don't want to be able to say the officer did this or the officer did that. Those are personnel matters. But I can say that when we are in closed sessions discussing those matters, we have to look at all the angles and everything that transpired. We see the body-worn camera, if it's been released by the Superior Court. We see everything, and therefore we can figure out possibly in our own minds what happened. As for settling cases, it is complex. It is complicated. It might cost the city $20 million to fight that case, even if we believe that the officer did no wrong. And sometimes, as officers and mediators, and you go through all of those, there are ways that it comes back and they have requested less money. So we go through that, we go through mediation, we go through all of that, and we do follow the advice of the city attorney by taking a non-public vote. We just take a consensus of how everyone feels about the situation, but each one is complex and complicated. Thank you.